Hey guys, this is my best friend Holly. We are doing her annual touch-up today on some old faded microblading, and we are going to switch to Pixelblading, and we're going to shade her with my double row shader. It's going to make that underside especially just pop. They're going to look so clean and beautiful. I cannot wait to show you. Ready, set, go. This side we've got our double row pixel shader. The needles are spaced, so it's going to give us a really soft, airy look. And then on this side, we've got our nano pixel blade that we're going to do our strokes in the front and the top with. And again, using our pixel blading pigment in darkest brown. We are going tapping down and then just a slight flick forward. So kind of down and flick in a J motion. And you're looking for that little tapping sound. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Are you pretty numb? I want these front strokes to be pretty spaced and wispy and give some height. If she had less hair, I would do these packed a little bit closer together. I just love doing pixel blading over old microblading because they already have some fullness, and so you can just get some definition. But if they have that fullness where it's kind of healed into like just a soft powderiness, it's kind of hard to in fact, it's basically impossible to get definition with microblading anymore. But you can get texture and definition with pixel blading even on old ink like that. And I'm sure I'll have to reiterate these strokes, but that'll be a good starting point. I'm gonna do just one more. But you guys are gonna laugh at how fast and easy this is. Again, we're just pricking in the pigment instead of slicing it in. And I'm just going to do a few kind of strokes along this top area. And I do dip pretty frequently. And Holly, could I have you turn towards the wall just a little bit? Thank you. And I'm keeping these pretty spaced because we are going to shade pretty heavily to give her a lot of definition. But I just want to get a little bit of that illusion of strokes. But you'll see, but we're going to use the double row shader in a way that we're going to follow her natural hair flow. So it's still going to give us a very textured look, not that just super filled in look of machine powder brows. But since she has very little natural hair on this top area, I do want to put in some actual strokes just to help really give it that like natural hair look. And now what I'm gonna do is just go over everything one more time really gently, just to put in a tiny bit more pigment. If you work really cleanly, which I don't always, for the record, but if you do, then you can just do this right away, and it really helps be able to see your strokes for that second pass. Just tapping over them one more time. And you're listening for that click, 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 click. But what really packs that pigment in is that little bit of flick forward. It's not about pressing down. You shouldn't see the skin buckling and pressing down with the pressure of your blade. If it's doing that, you're pressing too hard or don't have enough of a stretch. And get the blade all loaded up. And we're ready to go. So I'm first going to do the underline, just to make this really nice and clean. So we're just going to prick, 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 and then start moving along. And you just always want to not prick, 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 completely lift and move and prick, prick, prick. You want to be constantly slightly moving your needle, and that's what keeps it really soft and blended. Like, you almost don't prick in the same spot twice. How are you doing paint-wise, lovely?
I'm doing okay. I can't feel it.
Yay! Good, 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 good. Happy to hear that. Sometimes, because this is working just a tiny bit deeper in the skin, there's a tiny bit of discomfort for more sensitive clients, but by the time you renumb once after the skin has been opened, then you're super, super good. But most people with my numbing products are, even with this technique, really comfortable, and if they're not, you might be working just a little bit too deep. So just lighten your pressure, at least for that first pass, until you numb them one more time. Okay, we've got our underline done here. So now we'll just start the shading process. So again, through here, I'm going to do it like almost like hair strokes. So we're going to go up, 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 and then I'm starting to curve. Do you see that? Starting to curve. Oh, look at that. Just smeared everything everywhere. Sorry, guys. That never happens. Just kidding. Just listening for that prick, that click, 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 click.
It definitely sounds different than the last time when you did it.
Yeah, so microblading is slicing, and this is pricking. So a lot of people get really creeped out by the slicing sound. You can like hear the scraping, almost like vibrating through your skull. Which is worse for you, like the sound, or is they're both just kind of weird? Or do you have a preference, Holly?
No, but I remember the first time when you did my brows, we just were kind of filling in a few areas that were like
kind of more sparse.
More sparse, and not knowing what to expect, I could definitely see how someone might be scared or freaked out about it.
Yeah, I have some people have to wear headphones because the slicing like freaks them out, the sound of it. So as you see now, I'm starting to angle this downward and kind of doing a row at a time. And again, just constantly moving my blade. This actually should be really good for a first pass on shading. Just gonna do this underline one more time, but I'm gonna clean up underneath this just a little bit just to make sure that I can really see this outline. Great. I really do want this like super clean under here. So you can actually go like this and just lift the brow to get that nice outline. And likely I'll have to do a little bit more to kind of ombre this on second pass to soften this. And you can even just like kind of prick a little bit right through here, turning the blade this way, just to start softening this. Okay, should be our perfect first pass. I'm gonna blot some of this ink off and then apply our secondary numbing. So you want to press and almost twist, and that's how I found it's just like really easy to remove the pigment but still not pull too much of it out, like if you just straight up wipe. And once you get the majority of the pigment off, then you can just go ahead and wipe without pulling your pigment out. So I'm just gonna softly now wipe. Look at all that pigment we have in the skin already. Is that craziness? It's amazing. I want to keep these soft and airy, so we'll have to see. I might not even want to add too much on this second pass, to be honest. I might need to pull off my brow lock so I can really, force of habit, my map lock, so that I can start to remove this outline to kind of check how clean our shape is looking. So now I'm just going to apply our secondary Keep Me Numb. And finish up this other brow. And here are our pixel strokes, just so you can see how clean these turned out. But again, since we followed her natural hair growth, they just look so natural. And our little bits on our tail, and above here, just to give it that soft, natural look. But I'll admit, with my regular pixel shader, it is hard to pack in this amount of pigment to give that clean of a look. These double row shaders are game changers, but the most exciting part about these techniques is the retention. I truly cannot wait to show you how these beautiful brows are going to heal. Thanks for watching.